Welcome to the first ever live What's Next after Takeover. It was Takeover Orlando tonight. I think we all knew that if we sat at home and watched this, we were watching the second best show of the evening. Because, I don't know about you guys, but Ring of Honor's card, I'm not even the biggest Ring of Honor fan.
No, you're not. And
but
you wanted to watch it.
I was so stoked after watching the last Ring of Honor TV with Dalton Castle out there with Christopher Daniels and Kazarian and the whole segment with the Appletinis, and along with that, the Hardys and the Young Bucks. I was so stoked to see that. But nonetheless, we're probably going to watch that a little bit later. But we are here. John and Way are going to have that for you at liveaudiowrestling.com.
They're doing their own show.
But because they were there live.
Yes.
But we tonight hung out here in my home in Etobicoke, Ontario, and we watched good old Takeover. I have to say, I mean, I don't think any of us were thinking that this was going to be a great show, especially with two matches. This was, to me, a bit better of an expected show. Better than expected.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
The only thing that was the same was the main event. I knew the main event, for me, I wasn't excited about it, and it didn't do anything for me. Other than that, it was okay. It was a good show.
Well, we'll get to the main event, because I think we're going to have contrary opinions in regards to what people are saying online versus what we sat through here. And I do find that whether it's hanging out with you guys and watching this, or when I hang out with Lavransky, and I watch stuff with John and stuff at TSN, we pollute each other's opinions, and that always goes negative. So I think that we sat here in this room, and I think we kind of tapped out after that Asuka match tonight, because finally,
Agreed.
I think maybe tonight, a bit of the reverse happened, where I have constantly criticized what was going on NXT Takeovers whenever Asuka had to follow Nakamura, which has happened a couple times, because I just perceive their styles, it's a very similar, fast-paced, strong style. And tonight, if you looked at how hard the women worked, I actually think that Nakamura tonight suffered a little bit after following
I think so too.
Asuka and Ember Moon, who I think had a match that was well beyond expectations.
Yep, you're right. I think that's exactly it. I wasn't too big on this main event, but everything else was a good show. I think it wasn't bad as the last one. Wasn't the last one the one everyone didn't like?
The last one was not. I didn't. Yeah. What was the main on the last one? It wasn't.
It was Roode and it was
Roode Nakamura.
Number one. Yeah. And I wasn't too big on that.
Right there, that you can't remember anything.
Yeah. No, I didn't really like that one. So yeah, this one was okay. And it was. What about you? What did you think?
I thought it was all right. Yeah, for sure. As soon as it started, I like you said, I was not expecting anything from it, and then to be pleasantly surprised, like even with the Sanity match, I thought it was really well, and it just kept building and building and building, and then we'll get into the main event.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
where I kind of lost.
Well, we can run it down. We did watch the pre-show, but nothing really happened.
Well, okay, a few things on the pre-show. So what I got down here is they showed a clip of No Way Jose. He was taken out by Authors of Pain earlier today at Access, and they basically said doctors have not cleared him to wrestle tonight. So you had Dillinger out there with Roderick Strong, and they were looking backstage for another person, and immediately you guys were like, oh my god, who are they going to get? And I was like, well, it's going to be Cassius. I did say it's going to be like flat out, it's going to be Cassius. He's not on this card. Well, listen, if there's one person in the room who doesn't want to see Cassius Ohno, it's me. And that stupid outfit. But I think that was the most commented on thing tonight, was on Cassius Ohno's
his outfit. He didn't tuck his shirt in, which is a good thing.
Also, we've had Billy Kay and Peyton Royce on the panel. I was disappointed they weren't on the card. I wish they could have found some time for them. I really like those two. And then they show a cutaway of the cases of the new titles. It was announced, I think, earlier today that every NXT title would be replaced tonight, and William Regal would be awarding new titles to all of the competitors tonight. And I think we can all agree no one should tell Paige about this.
No.
All right. Paige, Maddox, and Xavier should all be kept away from these titles.
No one touch the new title belts. No one.
Touch them, but don't leave anything on.
I mean, kissing it is one thing.
Yeah. You wouldn't do that?
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want to know what I've done to that spinner belt. It doesn't spin anymore. It doesn't really spin anymore. It just stays kind of. It's like a M now. You know?
Takeover kicked off. We didn't have a Triple H appearance, but we had a Triple H voiceover tonight, saying tonight they make history. We are NXT. We are home, because they're in Orlando. There was an intro with a nice recap of NXT. Then you had Tom Percy and Nigel. Percy and Nigel, they avoided the awkward moment that they had last week.
They'd probably decided before the show who's going to answer first to this question.
wouldn't you?
Who's
Like,
excited?
right.
We're both excited. We're both. They got it. They were on the same.
And then I think they made a nice agreement for the rest of the show where they just said, Percy, don't talk.
Yeah.
Like, it
He
was
talked
very
for a
minimal,
long
right?
time.
He pretty much did not talk through that women's match. I don't remember his voice.
I don't remember his voice until the main event.
Yeah.
It was just throwaway lines.
Percy is better. It makes it bearable. I really don't like him, but that's
Yeah, no, I've actually thought Nigel was quite good tonight. I thought he really took control. Tom was there, kind of got him along, and Nigel jumped into that spot where he should be, calling all the moves, actually, you know, as opposed to the play-by-play doing it. It's like play-by-play would say something, Tom would say something, and then Nigel would kick in all the technical terms, which I think works very well. Apparently, one of those technical terms tonight being Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I mean,
We didn't hear this.
No.
we were kind of getting our food ready, courtesy of bartender Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, tell
I also
everybody
cook.
what did you
I'll
make
do
quickly
windows,
to mention what did we eat tonight? Because that
It's
is a big part of our
I
night.
did up a Moroccan chickpea and roasted
All vegan.
Yes,
It was-
roasted,
it was good. It was
butternut
really good.
squash stew, so it's got a lot.
Anyways, we were busy kind of dishing that out, and then I was getting a lot of messages on Twitter saying that he said Ring of Honor, so I saw and heard this back or rewound anything, but
Am I catching the blame for this?
yeah, because you made delicious food.
Yeah, we were all talking
It was
about food.
really good. So
Whiskey
people are going to be
sours are
asking.
better.
And the whiskey sours that he made were fantastic.
Very good.
He spoiled us. He is the bartender Dave. So if he did mention Ring of Honor, someone tell us. Nigel said Ring of Honor instead of NXT. Laugh my ass off.
That's very funny.
Sure,
I
I'll
mean,
take
that
your
can
word.
happen.
That's what James says.
That's like when I do Sunday morning trivia, and then I do the law at night.
True.
I've confused the phone numbers.
That's
I
very
have done
true.
that on both shows. I've confused the phone numbers, and he's been in Ring of Honor for so long. I mean, and he's watching wrestling. It's
Yes.
I can see the mistake.
Yeah,
very
for sure.
easily.
He's just trying to help sell the product.
Yeah,
quick.
that's
It's
right.
just in his head.
Well, they both might be the same owner soon anyway.
Yeah, there we
Is there
go.
any truth to that?
Yeah, apparently yes.
Okay.
Allegedly.
We start things off tonight with the longest entrance, the Sanity entrance. They show a recap of No Way Jose getting taken out. The makeup for Sanity tonight. We later looked at the
artwork.
song sponsor
Yeah.
who had all the blacked out eyes, whatever band it was tonight, and all of Sanity had the blacked out eyes. To me, they looked like a bit of a Powers of Pain or Kevin Sullivan thing going on. They are facing Ty Dillinger, Ruby Riott, Roderick Strong, and, as we suspected, Cassius Ohno in purple
Yeah,
tonight.
coming out looking like
Purple.
Grimace.
He kind of looked like it was a Raptors jersey, but I
Old
don't know if
Raptors jersey.
Yeah, maybe that's what he was going for.
I doubt it.
I don't know, because they're in Orlando. You'd assume it would be the Orlando. I googled Orlando Magic, and
blue.
I was like, that's not even the
Nope.
jersey. But yeah, he was fine. I mean, we're making fun of his attire, but he did some crazy things in this
Wow,
match.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, he
even
did.
though
Yeah.
of his looks. But yeah, weird. I mean, I'm not a huge basketball guy, but I get the culture. But you figure if you come out in new basketball gear, you'd come out to the city you're in and like the colors,
sense.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like what Lesnar does with Suplex
Yeah,
City.
it's
and
the
then
tiniest
name,
little
right?
thing. You
Yeah.
can just add to it, and
Yeah.
it makes it something great. So.
There is a lot of emphasis I found on Ty Dillinger in this match, but in the end, he's the one that actually takes the pin. I found this to be a very fast-paced match. They swap back and forth between the heels and baby faces. There's a spot where Cassius Ohno, this is what you guys were talking about,
Yeah.
he looks to be going for a dive,
Yeah.
but as he's running, I forget who it was, but one of the Sanity members moves outside, and instead he just does a somersault onto the apron and lands on his feet outside of the ring, which was pretty spectacular
Yeah,
for
it's
the big
pretty
gentleman
crazy.
that he is.
Like he's gained weight and things like that than what people are used to, but he can still do these things. You didn't notice. He can land on his feet like it's nothing, and it's like it's almost
Like
like
he did like a headstand.
it's almost
right?
like
Yeah,
you don't
like
want to
he-
watch, but at the same
yeah,
time you're like,
flipped
oh my
over.
god, he made it, he
Yeah.
landed it, which is crazy.
Well,
so.
this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, like I know I gave him a hard time, and I didn't mean it. Okay, so he's proving me wrong.
Yeah,
which I
exactly,
Like, which
good.
I like, and I always love that.
Because you're a
like
dick.
whenever I'm not a dick, man. I'm a real nice guy. But like I like to see these new up and comers or new people that come into NXT, and I have something against them right away. I want them to show me what other people see in him. I want to love the product, and if they can do something to make me love it, then I'm all for it.
Okay,
prove me wrong. Prove me wrong on everything.
Bringing in other new talent, people like Ruby Riot. What did you think? What did you think of her? I didn't really see much of her.
No, she was fine.
She was just kind of there,
she's got a good look.
And she just came in like last week, 2 weeks ago, so it's just kind of like super fresh. I wonder if people didn't really know who she were, unless you got the diehard indie people. Mm-hmm. But I really like Roderick Strong in this match because he hit a angle slam.
I did not catch that.
Kurt Angle was inducted last night, so very fitting. It's kind of in his moveset, but it really showed for me that Roderick Strong, and I think I say this after every time that I watch a Roderick Strong match, he carries every single match because of his crazy moveset and he's fast paced, things like that. The backbreakers, he's pretty crazy. It's just he doesn't have a character, and I feel like no one really needs to watch. No one has a reason to watch him without a character.
It's coming though.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully,
I have faith. I have faith they know what they're doing.
From there, the end of this match was Killian Dane getting the Ulster Plantation onto Ty Dillinger and getting the pin. And a lot of people online, as we're doing the live feedback here, are saying that Ty should have got this pin in order to
we were
move
all
up to
saying
main
that.
event. I mean, you don't want to do so on Killian Dane. Do you want to do it on Eric Young in a 4-on-4? I don't know. Perhaps the right one to do it on here is, who's the other? Wolf. Alexander Wolf. Maybe you have Ty pin Alexander Wolf in this match, so Ty gets the big pop.
Yeah, but is Ty going up? Is he done? Is that his send-off?
No, I don't think so. I don't know if they have plans for Ty in the main roster.
I don't know. It just seems like maybe he's one of the guys everyone forgot about as one of these call-ups for WrestleMania. Because people are all excited about like Nakamura and things like that, where he was kind of someone who should have been brought up a little while ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he fits in right now. I don't think he would. He kind of be boring.
Well, I think that...
For people, I mean, I'm a fan. I'm just saying I feel like people would get over that 10 chant, maybe. I don't know. What do you think, Dave? You love
Ty
the 10
Dillinger?
chant. Yeah.
Oh, I think he'd do well.
You think he'd survive?
Yeah, because he's trying. You can tell that he's trying, and I think that if he tries hard enough, he'll
and I like Dane doing the one-winged angel. He makes it look kind of like safe and stuff like that. But I still already it's in my head that it's Omega's move, and I understand that he's been using the move in the 80s.
I like it.
I like it, but it's just like it's weird. It's like seeing it's like I'm sure it was weird for people when DDP did the cutter for so long, and then Randy Orton started doing the RKO. It's kind of maybe similar. I don't know. Never mind.
All right, continuing on, Beth Phoenix and Edge were sentenced to be on camera in the front row for far too long.
With Seth Rogen, who
Rogen.
would appear
like
all
Seth
night.
Rogen
It
behind
was Seth
him.
Rogen.
Seth
They
Rogen.
wouldn't have put him on TV twice.
Seth
All right.
Rogen, and he was Blem.
Andrade Cien Almas versus Alister Black. This is they debut under the name Alister Black of Tommy End. Andrade Almas comes out with a vest that's far too small. Black comes out with a cool entrance, so you can tell they really did work on this. It's almost like funeral-like. They have him lying back down, and then he's brought up like Silence of the Lambs. Is really what it. So and there's darkness. Almost like being raised from the dead type of thing to start. Andrade wrestles as the heel in this match, of course, and he's doing that cocky style where he hangs on the ropes and is, lying on the mat and stuff like that. Black is hitting a lot of knee strikes. There's a huge moonsault off the apron onto Almas on the outside. Almas gets offense. It's a series of forearms, then the armbar. Over the top rope, like hanging onto the rope. Almas goes for the balls to the face, but Black moves, ends up hitting his springboard enziguri move. But this, I thought, was the beginning of where the director just started screwing stuff. He missed this move. This move's great. He just started doing it in NXT a couple weeks ago. Director missed this move. The finish comes here when Almas is out on the mat. Black puts his foot under his neck and lifts. I'm motioning simply because we have Facebook Live, and lifts his leg so Almas is brought up to his feet. Then he kicks him in the head. They're calling it the Black Mask.
The Black Mass.
Mass?
Like mass.
Oh, I thought it was mass.
Mass,
Definitely
like
mass.
church.
Yeah.
Like church.
Oh,
because
he's all
like satanic and he's a gypsy or something.
I did not understand that at all.
Dave, you are tattooed, and were you a goth kid?
Yes, I was very much so.
You gotta speak a little louder, Dave. You gotta speak into this microphone.
No, yes, I was definitely a goth kid back then.
I only asked because Dave is very tattooed, and you kind of have similar tattoos to Alister Black. So I don't want to be like he's satanic or he's like that. So what's the right word? Like he's just like metal.
A cult. He believes in the occult. That's what I believe that they're going for with the different symbolism that they're using and everything like that.
Right.
It's
and
a totally
like,
different way of looking at things.
Because like you're wearing what's the shirt that you're wearing right now?
Black Craft.
It's Black Craft, which is the shirt that Baron Corbin wears all the time, and a lot of these wrestlers are wearing. So I feel like they're just going to market with this guy, where people like that kind of style. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a newer style that they're trying to do. It seems like that.
And he's kind of like that market where he would be that guy, like your Bray Wyatt. People in like metal and punk.
Yeah, but they're going a little bit darker.
Darker, definitely.
Even with his name of Alister Black, like Alister Crowley, and he believed in a lot of darker witchcraft and different
and like
stuff.
that's what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting from this character. He came out like he rose from the dead, right? So it's pretty cool. He's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. This guy was great. This is a great. I loved this match.
Like Jay said on his entrance, and the first thing I said is if he can go in the ring, he's my new favorite.
Yeah, because Dave was marking out during this match.
Oh, yeah.
Dave was Dave knows who he is, but he was just like, who is this guy? This guy's my new favorite, and I kind of I really liked him. Mm-hmm. He did steal Ibushi's triangle moonsault pretty blatantly. I thought, at least how I saw it.
It's a move.
It's a moonsault.
If you can make it look good.
But then I don't know. Going back to the Black Mass, is that a kick? Just everyone does a kick.
A lot of kicks.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's the Swan kick. There's the Kofi kick. There's the super kick. Like there's just so many kicks.
But Jay, like you were saying before, like when we were watching the match, if he keeps the setup where he's lifts with his foot, then that builds the. Well,
that was Braden saying that.
Oh, it was Braden.
I just sat here watching it.
You didn't like that match?
It was okay. I was confused about this match going in, and I've said this on this podcast before that. I didn't understand why Almas, who I feel is finally finding his character and getting into a better world, is going up against Black, who needs the big win. As I said to you, I thought Black should have come in and faced Patrick Clark and just destroyed him. Mm-hmm. And you showcase all of his special moves, let Patrick Clark take them all, and then Almas. Listen, I don't know who he was supposed to wrestle on this. You could have built a different feud for him, but I didn't like this match happening.
Yeah, I thought it was totally. I thought they made the perfect choice for this.
I don't think it hurt Andrade either.
No, it didn't. And you've got somebody like you're saying. You've got Andrade who's finally finding his character and becoming more and more comfortable with what he's doing and being more believable in the ring. Like he can go really well and he's fantastic what he does. But now he's gotten on such a winning streak that you bring somebody in like Aleister Black and he takes him down right off the bat. And it doesn't hurt Andrade because he hasn't really been losing that much, and it makes Aleister Black look that much bigger, that much stronger. And I thought it was booked very well.
And hey, he could be going up. I think too.
He's not going.
Oh, I can see that too.
No.
Tranquilo.
What are you talking
Tranquilo.
about? Okay, so we're watching this show, and these two guys are like, "Oh yeah, Almas could be going up." He has not. You guys, he's just finding this new character.
Tranquilo.
He's out of being like La Sombra now. He's just finding what he's supposed to be doing. He's less of a Las Boricua now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's no longer
what they did with Dana Brooke. She was just finding who she was, and they popped her up there.
Great, and that's ideal.
Why wouldn't they do? No, I'm not saying it's a mistake.
No, you are. What?
I'm not saying it's a mistake.
You
to
are
put him
saying
up there.
it's a mistake.
No, I'm not. I'm saying they could do. They will put him up there. I can see that.
And it is a mistake.
Exactly.
People are saying someone says here Adam Rose got a really good character but was brought up too quickly.
Exactly.
That could be like
exactly.
I'm hoping he's not going to be brought up.
I don't remember who said it, but
all right, yeah, don't worry about it. Okay.
Well, I liked it. I'm interested in seeing more.
Continuing on here, we've got what has to be the match of the night, up to a point. Maybe match of the night. I don't know. Maybe match of the night. Like Ember and Asuka might have stole this, but
valid.
This match. Okay, so it's Revival versus DIY versus Authors of Pain. It's an elimination match. I think that might have just been announced tonight.
Honestly, I just thought it was a three-way, but elimination made more sense in my mind, anyways.
So the rules are 2 men start. Anyone can tag anyone else at any point, and which actually makes sense in this match because. What never makes sense is if these rules apply when it's a single pinfall, because you always want to be in the ring to try to get that pinfall. But if you're doing elimination, you don't necessarily want to be in the ring in the first 2, simply because if you get pinned, you can be eliminated. And there's no advantage to pinning that first team to taking them out, so you want to conserve. The booking in this match was phenomenal.
So good.
Phenomenal booking. I loved how everything worked out in this match until the end. So the Authors of Pain come out with some sort of weird like gas mask thing on. Sure, that's cool. Whatever, they need it for their characters. Regal reveals the new tag titles. They're fine. They got the black backing with the gold belt, and they got the big X on it. Cool. They all kind of look the same now, which is fine. No problem.
I'm surprised they did that reveal before the match.
Yeah.
Since that SummerSlam with the belt.
Well, these
Rollins.
belts are fine though. They're not.
I
ugly.
thought the one they kind of look like TNA belts a little bit,
Sure.
but they're fine. They're good.
They're good.
belts, yeah.
They're good. The match starts where DIY and Revival start on one side of the ring, and they're already clearly teaming up to try to take out the Authors of Pain. This works for a couple different reasons. I mean, number one, you're getting over Authors of Pain here by doing this because they look like monsters. Mm-hmm. They look huge. They have 4 smaller guys on the other side of the ring. It's also playing out a cool story where you have these two teams that have just destroyed each other all of last year for these titles, who no longer have the titles, that have decided to work together in order to eliminate the two bigger guys in order for either one of them to retrieve the titles. I thought this was fantastic. So there's lots of focus on DIY and Revival in the ring for the most part to start things off, because what happens was they fight off the Authors of Pain and get them out of the ring initially. Then these two face off, and the Authors of Pain are outside, and they're basically there to catch the big flying moves. At one point, the Authors of Pain do gain advantage, and they use Johnny Gargano as a foreign object.
So Johnny Gargano goes to fly, to jump at him, and they both catch him on the outside, and then Ciampa goes to do the similar move, and they toss Gargano at Ciampa while he's about to do the dive, which sends him just looks like it hurt, and then they pick up Gargano again, and then do the same thing, but onto the Revival outside the ring. It's just crazy. This is
great.
He's tiny, and they're big, so it just looked really great.
This is really... This whole match was taking advantage of the skill sets of the 6 performers that were available to them.
4.
Yeah, I would say 4.
No. You're taking advantage of their. You're taking advantage of their size.
Okay.
Right, that's their skill set.
Hey, you
They're
know what?
big.
They weren't bad either. I'll give them that.
All right.
For sure. But you could tell. Listen, I'm a Revival mark. I think they're just
they're
my
great.
favorite tag team
they're
in
fantastic.
I don't know how long. Just everything about them seems to be that they actually give a shit about putting on good matches. Ever since they won WWE's Match of the Year from last year, I feel like they have really big egos about things like that, where they just need to have good matches. And I think that's a good thing for us because we get to watch them. So I thought all you're right, all 6 of these guys were really good. Paul Ellering, he didn't really get involved too much, so even that is really good with me as well. Because he was there, you could hear him shouting things and being, the vulture that he is, but that was fine too. He looks like
There is a big spot which a lot of people are posting about. One of the highlights of the match where you had Ciampa tries to powerbomb Razor off the apron onto the outside. Now, I was unaware that there was a table sitting there.
Yeah, they set it up in the beginning of the match. Yeah.
And this was well shot. For all the fault of the director, this cameraman was framing out the table, so all you saw was Ciampa trying to powerbomb Razor off the apron to the outside. Now, Gargano's then on the outside, tries to join him, but they still can't do it. Then the Revival helps them out from the inside of the ring, hits Razor's hands, and he's forced to release the top rope and goes through the table on the outside. That was fantastic. Big pop from the crowd there. The crowd's going insane at this point. Then there's a 4-on-1 to Income in the ring because all 4 of these guys quadra-team him? It's
yes,
not double team, quadra-team
I'm going to save that one and Google it.
I don't know.
For something else, but never mind.
Dawson gets Income in his leg lock. Gargano then runs in and is going to break the submission up, but stops, thinks about it, and then Gargano puts him into the crossface there.
So we got the Gargano special, which is like the crossface.
It's like a crossface,
and then the trailer hitch, whatever knee submission, knee bar there. I loved it, and the
was
crowd
great.
was
Crowd's
going
bananas,
nuts.
I have no idea how you recap that.
What?
It was fast. That's the thing.
Fast.
That's the thing. And then you know what? Like I know.
So good at
watching. You are the best. Watching DIY matches and Revival matches, any of those ones that they've done together, it's hard. And Young Bucks. I know you as a
That is insane. I don't know. Pollock's there tonight, and he wrote table in his
Like
recap
435
times.
something like that.
So I don't know what this match was like because we haven't seen it
I
yet.
have only
It's
watched
bananas.
one Young Bucks match ever.
Oh,
What,
man.
live?
No, like on anything.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, the one that last New Japan show, that big one.
Okay,
Oh,
that was the
wow.
first time you've
Omega.
ever
That's
seen
the
them.
First time I've ever seen them.
Man, Dave, you gotta
There we
you gotta
go.
do a review. Me and you will watch the best of Young Bucks and
Yeah.
review it, and then we'll see if people...
That's my honesty for today.
There you go.
Yeah, those are really hard. Like, I like when spots like that happen, especially in these DIY matches and Buck matches and so forth. But when it goes really quick and there's things happening, I won't look away from the TV. So if that sequence goes on for 5 minutes, that 5 minutes we're just like glued to the screen. So
Really?
I like it. I like that. And when you have a chin lock or whatever, that's when I go on my phone. And that's when they lose me. So
Randy Orton.
Yeah.
No, Randy Orton
that's
chin lock.
That's totally it. Like, you could have the hottest match going, and then all of a sudden you just put a rest hold on, and then I lose interest, and I hate it all of a sudden. So.
Well, in this match, so you had those two guys that were doing the submission, and then Dawson and Ciampa try to stop Razor from coming back into the ring. They're unsuccessful, though. Razor breaks up the pin, and the crowd is furious at this point because they're thinking, hey, we're getting rid of the Authors of Pain.
They got me, too.
So we can have our two favorite teams
I bit so hard.
continue in this match.
I was so excited
Yeah,
because
but you can't believe that would actually.
Oh no, but like
You
that's the
want
thing
it
about
so
wrestling.
bad.
That's the thing about wrestling. They get you for a second, and I love when they do. So yeah, I was mad that the Revival and them didn't delete them. See? Oh man.
Well, the crowd did start
Jeez,
chanting
they
that at a
did.
certain point. Not quite yet. Dawson and Gargano then double team Razor and do the DIY finisher. That was cool.
Yes.
So you had Dawson and Gargano do the DIY finisher. What's it called? Do you know?
I'm
Does
gonna
it
say
have
DIY.
Okay,
but
so
yeah.
it's the DIY finisher. And then Wilder and Ciampa do the Shatter Machine on Income.
Bananas.
It was so
Insane.
great. It was
Crazy.
so great. These two teams working together. At this point, I just wrote, this match is incredible.
Yeah,
It was
I
so
think
fun
so
to
too.
watch. The two teams then turn on one another. They start fighting until Authors of Pain get back up, and then Gargano and Dawson look at each other fighting in the ring, stop, and do a double dive onto the Authors of Pain on the outside.
Okay, Gargano does it all the time. A suicide dive is a very common move in wrestling these days. A lot of people do it.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I saw Dash Wilder do a suicide dive.
Oh, was it Dash that did it?
It was
Yes.
Dash.
Oh, it was Dash. Sorry.
And Dash,
Yeah, because I commented that he trimmed his beard right
Yes,
after.
he did.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Dash,
Dash.
maybe trimming that beard helped him be more aerodynamic because he looked like he's been doing suicide dives forever, and he just nailed it. So good on him. Yeah. Great.
Unfortunately, I don't have any more notes.
Oh
of
no, we had the
these in here.
superplex. So
What happened?
they did the suicide dive.
Yeah.
So it was Gargano and Dash, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
Ciampa. So then Dawson superplexes Ciampa off the top rope onto everyone else onto the outside.
Yeah, on the outside.
And then the match kind of took a bit of a dark turn.
Yeah.
Where the delete chance came in later.
Yeah, well, this is why, because the Authors of Pain hit the last chapter on Ciampa, and DIY was eliminated. So technically, it's kind of funny because that leaves two heel teams in this match, even though the crowd was clearly behind the Revival and has turned these guys babyface
Yeah.
at this point. I mean, the match took a significant downturn at this point.
It was still good for a little bit, but
yeah,
we were
but-
kind of blown out from all that excitement. And
those
fun
two,
stuff.
it was just so different and so new to watch those four guys work together on the same side. Here's what I got for this. The Revival then double team them. A reverse bulldog, European uppercut into a German suplex. They get a near fall. There's dueling power bombs from the Authors of Pain. And it gets really awkward to end the match. I felt with the bad camera work here hit its peak of the show.
Yeah.
And the Authors of Pain hit the Super Collider. And that lands the pin. It was just the Super Collider?
Yeah, which I like
Yeah.
better than the last chapter, is which they...
Well, they already did the last chapter
on
earlier,
DIY,
too, right?
yeah. I like the powerbomb spot better.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I like this match a lot. It was a lot of fun. This is the best the Authors of Pain looked by far. Like, I would say this is their best match.
Oh, it has
Oh,
to be
yeah.
their best match.
Well, okay.
It was the best match they were involved in. They only
Yeah.
did 1/3 of it.
They were
Yes.
there, yeah.
But I thought, like you said before, I thought it was a fantastic example of like a more experienced talent showing what they're worth and making a younger or a greener team look amazing. But when it came down to the final four,
Yeah.
the greenness of the AOP. And
It
I'm
definitely
not
showed,
taking
yeah,
anything
yeah,
away
yeah.
from them because they are great and they're well.
And yeah,
they're
you like
getting
them
better
too.
every
I'm starting to like
but
them too.
There was a lot
For
of
sure,
sloppiness.
for sure. And you know what? DIY, those guys could probably make a lot of people look really good.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like you
God,
could put
yeah.
them in with two other people and it'd just be a great match because I feel like that's just the way they are. But again, Revival for me, just super
Yeah,
hot
so
act.
good. So good.
They need to be on the main roster, and then all this Twitter teasing for me just needs to lead to. Sorry, Dave, you don't know who they are, but the Young Bucks versus the Revival is a money match for me in the definite future. That is something that I, as a weird wrestling fan who kind of likes some indie wrestling and a lot of NXT and some WWE, that's kind of a real money spot to be. Just if you follow them on Twitter, they always just chirp each other and go back and forth, and it's just like that. Those four guys would kill it. But then, having that said, DIY versus the Young Bucks versus the Revival could be, say it, Dave, lit. Gotcha.
Neither one of us are saying All right, guys. Next match was above and beyond anything that I thought it would be. It is the NXT Women's Championship. Ember Moon versus Asuka. Gotta admit, I was not looking forward to this. Regal is out there to present the new belt, the clean belt.
So far.
Yeah, so far. So with these two start the match fast with arm drags. They do the double drop kick spot where they both come up and the crowd is really into this. They kind of do a standoff. I gotta say, these two worked really stiff in this match. This is one of the stiffest women's matches I think I've seen. A lot of forearms in here, a lot of elbows that were happening that were really connecting. One in particular blew my mind. Oh yeah. I have a note here. They were working really stiff until for some reason Ember put her nose or her thumb up to her nose and then
na boo boo.
like na boo boo. I'm like, what's wrong with you? This girl does not understand her character
Not at
still.
all.
She has no fucking clue what she's supposed to be doing.
Still, I think her character is kind of, it's just like one of those half characters where it's like, I just dress this way. I'm still just
Great,
a
you're a
wrestler.
cosplayer.
Yeah, I
Congratulations,
feel
you're a
like that.
fucking
I
cosplayer.
feel like that. Like I mentioned, she kind of had a skunk theme to her outfit. Like that's like she had fake black and white hair coming out of her tights, like her outfit, her clothing. That to me is a skunk. Black and it looked like a skunk, like the stripe and stuff. So I don't know what her character is. Does she just dress up and wear contact lenses and fight? Like maybe. If that is, she's still a good wrestler. But
Cosplay can be sexy at times, though.
and Ember Moon is definitely in that category.
Yeah, but leave that to Blue Pants. I mean, that was her gimmick.
And she's gone.
She's gone, yeah.
No, I just think I think you're kind of right though. I feel like it's like either go with the
Go with
gimmick
it, live
or
it.
just be who you are. Be the person who cosplays and stuff like that. But she's kind of not because it's like I'm mysterious and whatever. But great match though.
This is a good match.
yeah,
This
for sure.
match is
Not
very,
at all
very good.
shitting on it because this was great.
Asuka tries to go for the Asuka lock. Ember turns around and hits her with. This is where it was the hardest forearm that I've seen in a WWE Women's match.
Or heard.
Asuka bails to the outside here. Ember then jumps off the top, and Asuka has to dive under her so she doesn't die. This is when they're outside. This is when
Yes.
you're pointing it out, right?
I kept saying
Yeah.
this because she went to go off the top rope. She was in the ring and Asuka's outside. She jumps up on the top to jump to the outside to do a cross body, but she just kind of undershot, I guess is the right word. So Asuka definitely was in there
Jumped
for this.
in there.
She was going to
She
catch
did it.
that outfield, that ball right there, and she caught her because
Don't make baseball references. Don't keep it to wrestling.
Asuka's got the golden glove
Yeah, well, you
of
don't.
wrestling.
All right.
I don't use gloves yet.
Jesus.
I really like this. I thought these two were so good together. Every spot in this match was pretty cool. Asuka kept doing her Asuka thump, whatever you call it, the butt attack, the hip attack.
yeah.
She does that in a lot of her matches, and I still like that move. And I liked how Ember, because Asuka's like kind of used to the suplexes and the kicks and the roundhouse kicks and all that, and she did do that in this match, and she hit them hard. But Ember was hitting like one of those capture Taz suplex moves kind of thing, and she was doing her own kicks and so forth, and she kind of held her own, and I think it showed that she was pretty solid in ring, because usually it's Asuka carrying someone other than I don't want to say she carried Bayley before.
Well,
but
you said that they were working together on the Indies.
they did they had matches before, or a match before, at least to my knowledge. So to them, maybe this was just like, hey, we can do better than
Yeah,
we've
I
done before.
didn't really even take any notes for it. I was just like,
We were all
it
pretty
was
glued to this match.
fantastic.
This was one of my favorite women's matches in a very, very long time.
And I love
I think this might.
heel Asuka.
I mean, I don't want to be the guy to put it up against other matches, but I still think that Sasha Bailey is the number one NXT women's match that we have had ever. But this, to me, might be number 2.
This is very, very good.
Yeah.
Also consider we did go into low expectations for this, so it's going to play better than if we went in with high expectations. I did anyway. I didn't expect anything from this.
This is true.
I have not seen anything out of Ember Moon that I wanted to see her at this high a position on this pay-per-view. So continuing on with the match, Ember goes for a springboard up the second rope, and Asuka turns it into a German. There's more forearms traded. Moon hits like an exploder suplex, Tazplex type thing.
Yeah.
She then goes up and looks for the Eclipse. Asuka runs over to stop it, but is tossed away, thrown down, and when she gets up, she pushes the ref into the turnbuckle. Ember falls. Asuka kicks her in the head. That's your match. It's a big-time heel victory. I mean, I had criticized the fact that they were pushing Asuka as the heel, being up by the pool, being overconfident. I thought Ember was going to win this match. They have now. This was a heel way to win this match for Asuka. They've officially done the heel turn here. And the nice thing about this, though, in the world of NXT right now, which is overhyped and underdelivered for the most part, I think recently anyway, this is a match I do care to see again, unlike the main event.
Yeah, the first thing that I said as this match ended was, I want the sequel.
Yeah.
I want to watch the second one. They got me. So what do you think, Dave? You want to see them fight again?
Oh, without a doubt. I think they had really good chemistry, and they were crisp, they were clean, and I enjoyed it. And like I said, I didn't take any.
Yeah,
notes.
we were both pretty. We were
amazing.
pretty because, like I said, this one had a really good flow where it didn't kind of stop. The whole story went through, and then the heel. I feel like it's still not it's a heel turn. Because people booed, but at the same time, Asuka's like the Lesnar. She can do heel things, but people will still like you because you're a beast and you beat people up. But yeah, now Ember is definitely the face going into this next match, hopefully, which is obviously scheduled. However, what are Team Iconic going to say about this? That they want their piece and they got to stretch them out or just move them. To the main roster.
No, stop! Leave some people in NXT.
We're gonna leave. We're gonna take everyone.
No.
Everyone, come to the main roster.
For Christ's sake.
Everyone.
No, I think they're going to work a program with someone else. I don't foresee them getting into this. I think these two are going to be able to play this out again. At this point, we had Drew McIntyre / Drew Galloway in the audience. He is the Bobby Roode of this year, leaving TNA, appearing in the audience at the Takeover WrestleMania show, and there you go. So he's there, and Hansi was just saying he has signed to NXT. They announced it.
Oh, well, there we go. So Drew Galloway is no more, and welcome back Drew McIntyre.
The chosen one.
He's chosen twice.
Chosen for NXT.
So, I mean, he could get called up this Monday and be brought back with Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal and have a reunited 3MB. That's probably what's going to happen,
That's
right?
what people are posting here. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jeremy's like, to reform 3MB.
Reform 3MB.
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously. No, I'm a fan of him, but I need to... In TNA, he was kind of showing how he was getting better and evolving. I feel like NXT could help him too. So maybe this is like a new clean slate for him. I don't know, because
I kind of miss 3MB though.
Hey, me too. I'm a Heath baby. I just need the one-man band. That's all I need, and he's got kids. No, I'm interested into seeing where he goes. The only problem is, for me, he has a very similar look to Adam Cole. And if it was up to me to watch a Drew McIntyre match or a Adam Cole match, I'd probably pick Adam Cole match. And I'm not just saying because they look very similar, but they kind of have the similar work style, at least, unless I'm crazy. That's just my opinion. But I don't know if he's coming or not either. So I don't know. Is that a little underwhelming, or are people excited about him?
And apparently, I think Lara posted that Drew was on the WNN show and then got in a cab and went to NXT and sat in the audience.
There you go.
That's what's happening in Orlando. By the way, we're in Etobicoke. Yeah.
In Orlando, a lot of...
John and Way are there.
Hey, they have a lot of these indie wrestlers who came in for access. A lot of these UK people as well. And it's just super cool time to be a wrestling fan, especially if you're into a lot of the underground indie stuff. It's got to be crazy to see some of these people in WWE rings, I guess. Access. Do it. Lit.
Main event time.
Main event time. This is when we all fell asleep. Those,
Yeah.
those bourbon sours, which were delicious, Dave.
Thank you.
Official 3-day bourbon sours.
3-day bourbon
whatever
sours,
you did.
everybody.
Fantastic. Well, I was kind of burnt out from those 2 matches, and this fell flat for me.
Well, yeah. Nakamura versus Bobby Roode. Listen, I don't know if we're going to get heat for saying this. None of us were into this match. We 100% faded out. So, I mean, Nakamura comes out, then there's 2 pianists on stage. It feels like the Broken Matt Hardy entrance, but it's not. It's people starting up, or 2 pianists starting up the Glorious song. Kicks in. It's lovely. Bobby Roode's robe is fantastic. I don't like these 2 together. I don't like this feud. I didn't need to see this again. They work the same style of match they worked last time to me. Bobby goes after the knee, which makes total sense. I'm not criticizing that. It makes total sense to go after the injury. I wasn't inspired to watch these 2 again. Nakamura goes for an armbar, which Roode tries to convert into a powerbomb unsuccessfully. The armbar continues until we get a rope break. The crowd was into this match. I mean, we weren't here, but the crowd did seem to be really, really into it. Chanting, doing the dueling chants of Bobby Roode, Nakamura, etc. In the end, Bobby gets frustrated, which causes him to go outside, grab a ring bell. The ref tells him not to use it, so he doesn't. Ref takes the ring bell away from him. He gets hit with a kick to the head and then a suplex. Nakamura goes for the Kinshasa. This is my favorite spot in the match, where the Kinshasa was converted into a spine buster.
Yes, he ran right at him.
I like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was well done. Roode then, the finish was, and I'll call it the basic finish, because it was basic.
Yeah.
Roode turns a tornado DDT into a glorious DDT, and that's your ending. So Roode retains, and I guess we see Nakamura on SmackDown, but what did you guys think of this match? Dave, you go first.
It was a match.
Okay.
It was. It had a starting. It had an ending. And like you said, I faded out. I really did, and I wanted to like it because we did the after.
Yeah, we did the
show,
last one,
and I liked their last.
You
match.
liked their last
Yeah,
one, and I
did.
didn't like their last one.
Yeah, I thought they told a better story. It was a bit more psychological. The last match. This one, it just seemed like they were trying to.
It was
up
too.
their game. And
Yeah,
it was just,
I don't know.
Something wasn't catching.
I mean, we all watched together, and I know all of us were just watching, kind of going, "Yeah, this is kind of just okay." My friend who was there, my friend Dave, who was at the event, he said that it was pretty much the entrances that got really, really hot, and then the match did pick up as we watched, like you said, that Spinebuster spot. That was really close to the end, but it really picked up. There were some spots that I have here that were pretty good, but it's kind of your basic. You're not basic. I'm trying to use other words than basic, but it's kind of the spots that Nakamura is known to do. I mean, everyone has their 5 moves of doom, right? Including Nakamura, like doing his like knees and things like that. But I just feel like Roode maybe is the one that's not delivering for me. I don't want to say it's either of these guys, but it's just maybe you're right. They just don't click together. It's just nothing exciting. The styles there maybe don't match. Where it's like Roode has a Triple H approach to wrestling, where it's kind of slow and he works on bodies, parts, and things like that, spine busters and stuff. And then Nakamura is kind of more this modern age where he kicks the crap out of people.
Like I said before when we were on a show before, like it seems like Nakamura's shine is kind of.
Yeah, maybe it's fading away because he's doing the same stuff. I don't know. Maybe he's got to spice it up as well.
Because I was a huge fan when he came in. I was just I thought he was amazing, and now it's just like.
You know what that means? He has to be called up to the main roster on Tuesday. Apparently, he gave kind of a long exit after the cameras stopped rolling. That it was kind of like his goodbye. But anything could be like that.
Right, yeah,
However, he pointed at the WrestleMania sign, so that means he's showing up at WrestleMania.
No.
Next year. Next year's WrestleMania.
Maybe he'll be there for that.
Next year's WrestleMania.
All right. Do we have? We have feedback that's coming in, which I'm reading now. Braden, do we have anything that? A lot of people are saying. I forget who. I think Lara wrote up. Everything else was Crash Wrestling, and the main event was NWA style wrestling, and this was a very Randy Orton style match.
Yes,
Rude is very Randy Orton.
Yeah,
which I think is true.
I just said he sounds like,
There's
and Randy
nothing
Orton is
wrong with
Triple
that.
H. So
You just gotta have the right.
yeah,
chemistry.
I don't know. It just
right
didn't.
opponent.
Yeah, it didn't click too much for me. And now it's like, if he doesn't go up, where does that lead?
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, there's just nowhere to go. Like, he has to
he's
go
not,
at this point.
No, but for Roode now, So either way,
Cassius Ohno again.
I don't want to see that at all. Cassius Ohno wasn't.
Ooh,
even,
that's the thing. Who do you want to see Roode with?
That's the next question. Where does Roode go? Do we have McIntyre jump in there? I don't really care for
And
that.
that's TNA.
Yeah, that's Roode and yeah, not something I'm super interested in there. You can't jump Alister Black that quick either, I don't think.
People are starting to comment Roode and Ohno, Alister Black.
I don't really know who you can have up against Bobby Roode unless you bring someone back down. I mean, Finn Balor, what's he doing?
Jordan says Roderick Strong. Roderick's not ready. Roode and Ty Dillinger, we've seen that program already, so we're not going to do that.
Right, and that doesn't suffice as a huge main event.
Someone just suggested Hideo.
Yeah, that
You know what?
work.
If you want to heat up Hideo, and you want to try that, the only thing is Hideo will get comparisons to Nakamura.
And he'll get hurt.
He'll get hurt. Roode's very safe. He shouldn't get hurt. So maybe Hideo, but I don't know. I'm not interested in that either, though. I mean, that's the thing. What do you got on the message board there?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
I put it up
okay.
too late. We don't have it.
All right.
So.
Well, nothing on the message board. So, I mean, if you guys want, you can keep commenting. I'm looking at the Facebook right now, the live feed. So if you want to pop something up there right now, go right ahead, and we will answer it. More so questions as opposed to feedback. Let's do that because they go away really fast. So I can read these as they pop up here if you like. Clearly you're watching this on the Facebook live feed. Anyway, they should bring Dolph to NXT and have a career resurgence. I'm saying bring down Goldust.
No, not enough.
I think
no.
Goldust.
But hold on. No, we need. If you're bringing someone down, they need to be in that main spot then. And Goldust doesn't fit. Sorry, I don't want to see that. I would rather see Dolph in that spot.
Someone said Roode versus Jeff Hardy. That is a waste of time on Jeff
totally.
Hardy's part.
Yeah, please do not do that. No thanks. And it sounds like Jeff Hardy's not even coming. What's the deal with that?
Well, I don't know about that. I think that's Jeff Hardy saying he's not coming.
Yes.
I would think that he should be on his way back. Someone suggested Apollo Crews coming back down. I mean, I'm not really interested in that, but it could be a TV program because let's face it, he's doing nothing up on the main roster right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
do you think Asuka will go undefeated, drop the belt, go up?
That could happen. That'd be really funny.
Yeah.
The Revival on their Twitter teased that they want to win the NXT titles again and then come up to the main roster and win all three colors of different tag team titles simultaneously. Maybe that's something Asuka could do. Or she just keeps the title. Although when Paige won the title in NXT and she got drafted to the main roster or picked up to the main roster, she had to forfeit her NXT belt. Now we know why. But so I mean, Asuka, maybe we'll have to do something like that where she has to give it up if she is going to the women's championship. I don't know, but honestly, it's just now where they go with Roode because he has no huge opponent.
People suggesting the 205 Live guys. I don't think that's really a solution. People asking,
guys.
Paul's asking, did you guys see the women's tournament announced this summer? It should be great.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm definitely excited about that. It looks to me like they're bringing in, they're going to be bringing in some indie wrestlers, but they're going to be using
Santana Garrett.
Yeah.
Finally going to happen?
What if she's not in it?
Oh, man, she should be. She's a star.
I think Candice LeRae is a sure shot going to be in it and maybe even win it. That is Gargano's wife. Mm-hmm. I think she's just going to be, there's no WWE. And I'm trying to think of anyone else. So many different women that I would love to see in this thing because it sounds pretty good. You asked me that 5 years ago, I'd be like, oh, a women's wrestling. It was never really something people kind of took seriously, but now it's something that I would actually go out of my way to watch on the network. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Would you watch that, Dave?
Of course I would.
I know you like Asuka.
Oh,
she's not going to be in it because whoever wins that got to face her.
Yeah, no, I don't follow a lot of indie wrestling, so they'd all be new to me. But I love seeing new talent and people like showing me what they can do. I want to see it.
That's definitely it. Yeah, I'm excited.
One of the questions was, are you excited to see Asuka defeat Goldberg's kayfabe undefeated streak?
I mean, does it count?
No,
it's developmental.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's developmental, so it doesn't really
It would
count.
still be neat.
What
was it? 173 or something?
It doesn't matter. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't count because it's developmental. If she was on the main roster, maybe it'd be something a little bit more
Someone just keeps writing man.
Mandy Leon, yes, definitely. I'm a fan. I'm not so much a big fan of her in-ring work, but I'm a fan of her in general.
She's new to me.
She's hot, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
yep, there's a bunch of. I mean, hey, if WWE actually buys Ring of Honor, people show up at this tournament that they have under their contract.
Bobby Roode versus. This is what I'm saying. Bobby Roode versus Adam Cole.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I want to see, but
Yeah.
are they bringing him in or not? So
Oh, I don't know how they're bringing him in. I would suggest by him losing the title, he's on his way.
definitely.
But I just don't know the timeline.
I mean, he wrestled tonight in Ring of Honor, but
Yeah.
he's
Was it Leith?
No, that
No,
was
who
Cody
was it?
and Lethal. He was
Right.
he. Oh man, I'm blanking. But he definitely is coming in. I
Bobby
guess.
Fish suggested?
Yes. Oh, I mean, Kyle O'Reilly could be
Right.
someone.
But Kyle O'Reilly's, yeah, he's gone already, right?
I think
Oh,
so.
dude, bring in that Peacock guy I love.
Dalton Castle.
Dalton
is
Castle.
Bring him in!
the best.
Dalton Castle. He had going into the Ring of Honor thing. He was like, I have. Oh man, I can't even remember what he said. It was so good. He's like, I believe in two things. Number one, Ghost. Number two, Christopher Daniels. I'm gonna beat you. And and like that was taped a while back, right? And on SmackDown or Raw this week, someone tried to copy that in WWE TV this week. I
really?
don't remember what it was, but it was kind of blatantly a rip of that. But Dalton delivered way better. Dalton Castle definitely is someone right away. Bring him in.
Here's one. Tim says Gargano versus Rude.
Hey,
Gargano or Ciampa. Either one of
Oh,
those
I see
guys
Ciampa.
are big
if
time
you
baby faces.
listen, I think I like
Oh,
Ciampa better.
I like that. Yeah.
But Gargano is so crazy
good
over.
baby face.
Holy, the
Good
crowd was
babyface.
so loud for him during that match tonight. I feel like that is a good choice, but will people get behind him? Is he a main event guy?
Oh, God, yeah. They
Is he
will.
the next John Cena?
No,
No.
he's too small to be the next John Cena.
People,
but
people
he's
compare
very
him on that.
charismatic.
Yeah, people compare him to that. That's why.
To the basement with you.
Where do you guys see the NXT Tag Division going? I see it going to Heavy Machinery,
Yeah,
everyone.
man.
I think they're pushing Heavy Machinery there, so that's something that should be enjoyable coming up. Look at it, Authors of Pain sticking around for a while, like literally learning the ropes and working other guys. And I don't know about the Revival and DIY. I think Revival's, hot footing it up to the main roster. I want to see them on Raw or SmackDown, the opposite brand of where the Hardys go. I'd actually like to see the Hardys on SmackDown and have Revival on Raw, but I think that the Hardys are so prominent that they will be put on Raw.
Do you think there's a chance that DIY go to 205?
I hope not.
'Cause that's
I
what
just
they
like them
were
together
paying
so much.
For when it first started, right?
Yeah, I feel like 205 is just a lost cause.
Yeah.
I
Oh, of
feel
course
like
it
it's
is.
just
But again,
it's too far
like-
gone now. I like the fact that the Hardys do come in. If they were to come in, it does make sense for Raw, obviously. But I'll say it loud, proud. Revival, I'm a mark for them. Everything they do, they need to be just mega pushed on the main roster and just be the super heels that they are. And I think that their in-ring work will help them get over even more. But the Hardys definitely can't be on the same show.
Are you holding up your pen to ask a question?
No, I'm seeing
Oh,
which
okay.
feed is quicker.
We have.
Sorry.
Geez, I forgot the question. And my question's there's only 4 that pop up here at a time. What was one about? There's a couple down there that was asking about. What do we got here?
What about Mike Bennett?
Yeah, no, people. Now you're just naming random names. Keep going. It was just above that. DIY on SmackDown.
James Storm, no thank you.
I don't want
Jeez.
that.
No.
DIY versus DIY #1 contenders. I think what Lara
know
is trying to
what's
say is
happening here.
Ciampa versus Gargano.
Oh, I remember the question. The question was asking us, what's supposed to main event WrestleMania tomorrow? The most recent report is that it is Undertaker and Roman Reigns.
Oh my goodness.
That is main eventing tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, there
Okay,
you go, guys.
Dave. Roman Reigns or Undertaker?
Do I think? Or who I'd want?
I just asked. I didn't ask that. I just
Roman
said,
Reigns.
Okay.
Without a doubt. He's got to win.
It's gonna be under 5 minutes. He's gonna kill him. He's just gonna kill
You
the
think
dead.
so?
The dead man is gonna die. That's what's happening.
I'd like to see that.
We also have a question about, is JR calling Taker Reigns tomorrow? Apparently,
looks
yes.
like that way.
Apparently, and that's your main event, and JR's calling it. Don't know full details on what's happening with JR. This, to me, looks preventative on the WWE's part because JR being the voice of New Japan on Access. New Japan's coming over to do some American shows, trying to break into this market. WWE clearly does not want JR on one of their larger competitors. So they have, I think they're doing some sort of working agreement with JR. He will be calling that. Does that, now the other question is, well, the guys had asked, I think Taker and Shawn had asked, I think the second time around, if JR could call that match. And WWE was like, no. So now, if it is Taker's last match, I could see that being a request from him to have JR call this match.
Definitely.
So there you go. Oh, something's shutting down here. Oh, my phone is shutting down.
His phone has died, but it's okay because Facebook Live is still lit.
So look for JR to get back into the world of WWE. And tomorrow night, that being the main event, Jimmy Corderas, we'll end with this. Jimmy Corderas had an amazing scenario. You have Reigns and you have Taker. Fight it out, Reigns wins. And then after that, people are probably booing, but Reigns does the respect angle with Taker. He leaves the ring, does the handshake, lets him have his time, purple lights come down, everywhere outside of that purple light is dark. Taker takes off his gloves, puts him down, basically retiring, does this whole thing that he does, and then lights come back on, spear!
Oh.
Again.
Oh, man.
To be the biggest heel we've seen in wrestling in who knows how long.
He's
perfect.
He's the best heel right now.
Oh, he was so good on Monday.
He was the best.
Yeah, he really
So-
I love him now.
Yeah.
If that happens tomorrow,
I want
Jimmy
that to happen.
Corderas gets
Jimmy-
credit for that.
Jimmy has some inside knowledge,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
so maybe Jimmy's just like, hey, this is what's happening. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
That would be great. I would love that. So if that happens, definitely, that sounds like a great WrestleMania moment.
We're going to wrap things up tonight, though. Thank you, 131 of you that are still watching live. That's fantastic. We are. This will be, of course, podcast. Thanks for all the food and drink, Dave.
Hey, my pleasure.
Okay,
Thank you
good
for
stuff.
having me. You want to come see me, 2455 Bloor Street West, 416-760-8069. That's the bar number.
Yeah,
not
not
your
Dave's
personal
number.
number?
Yeah, no.
I'll give you mine
Dave,
later on.
Can I give my personal number out?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to be the Law this week. Starts at 11:30. Pretty confident I'll be on there by myself for the first 15 minutes. And then we'll be going till 2 a.m. tomorrow night. So enjoy WrestleMania. Tune in afterwards. Lots and lots of phone calls is what we'll be doing. And for those select 25 of you, we'll see you with Dave at Bryden's on Bloor Monday night. We're done. You want to ramble and talk about all the shit you normally talk about?
I mean, hey, everyone love each other and peace on earth. And what's your Twitter, Dave?
Bartender Dave 74. Follow me. Buy my T-shirt.
Buy his T-shirt, liveaudiowrestling.com.
No, it's
ProWrestlingTees.com.
ProWrestlingTees.com/law.
At Law Radio, Facebook.com
Turn this fucking thing
/liveaudiowrestling.
off.
The Braid D.
We're
Be
finishing.
safe.